We are back for our second episode of the Edmonton Insider, where today we're going to talk to you about a cool historical building in downtown Edmonton called the Mercer Warehouse. We're going to give you an update about the LRT. We're also going to talk about all the new businesses that are in Edmonton, including some fun things for the family to do and the food scene here in Edmonton. And of course, I'm going to give you a quick update about the Rosenthal Rec Center, Lewis Farms Rec Center. All right, so if you've ever driven downtown in Edmonton, close to Rogers, you're gonna see this cool big brick building. Now, Mercer Warehouse is 42,000 square feet. It actually used to be a 4-story building, but in a fire in 1922, they didn't rebuild that 4-story and they just have 3 stories now. That building currently houses a bunch of different businesses, including one of my favorite restaurants, Rostizzato, and of course there's some other restaurants in there as well, including some tech startup spaces. And outside of Mercer Warehouse, you'll see the neon street, or neon signs, I guess, the neon alley. And down there, you'll see some really cool vintage signs that are original to Edmonton. And so it's a really cool photo spot, but also just a cool piece of Edmonton history. Now, Mercer Warehouse was built in 1911, and it was built and owned by John Mercer, hence the name. And the architect was Alfred Maragon Caldron. Now, John Mercer used this building to handle his growing liquor and cigar trade, and it was one of the most modern and complete cold storage plants in Alberta. So it's a really cool building, and the history there too is that it wasn't occupied and used for over 80 years. They just did a rehab just in 2010. So it's only been 12 years since it's actually been used. It was sitting vacant for a really long time. So I'm glad that they're able to use this piece of amazing historical building, but it's also just a really cool building. It's brick, it's got exposed beams, it's got a cool vibe. And so if you're looking for a fun place to check out for the eating scene, definitely check out the restaurants there. It's also really close. If you're going to watch the game, people tend to frequent that space because it's so close to Rogers. You can just walk to the game right after. Okay, so about the food scene here in Edmonton. Now, downtown is usually where a lot of local spots are, and you can find some really great spots to eat. But in the suburbs in Windermere, it's really been a growing scene. So one of the spots downtown actually is called Black Pearl, still downtown, but they now have a spot in Windermere. And we went and checked it out as a family a few months ago, and it is amazing food, just like it is downtown, amazing service. And they just got a little bit of a Windermere flair because you are in the suburbs. There's a lot of cool restaurants that are opening up, and if they haven't already opened up by the time I film this video, Fuwa actually just opened up, I believe, on just off White Ave, and now they have a spot also in Windermere. It is those kind of fluffy pancakes. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but it's all the rage. You're always going to be waiting to get in to seat. And you know, if you've had one of those, comment down below and let me know what your favorite thing to order is so that we can go check it out as a family. So also within the last 6 months, we have seen businesses and restaurants such as Hello Mochi, we've seen Flame and Barrel, we've seen California Pizza Kitchen, and P.F. Chang's also all open up in the Currents at Windermere. So the Windermere scene is really picking up for food. You're definitely always able to do some shopping there, but their food scene has definitely picked up in the last little bit. Okay, so if you're looking for something for the family to do, because Edmonton is typically always cold, I mean, let's be honest, we're in fall weather now and it's gonna be winter and we tend to stay a little cool for a long time. There's always a lot of things for families to do indoors. So there's places like the rec room, there's trampoline, jump and play places, but a new place that has just opened up that I cannot wait to check out with the family is called Activate. Activate is an immersive, very interactive space with lasers, hoops, mega grid, targets, buttons, climbing, and so much more. There are competitive rooms, there are collaborative rooms. You can go in a group of 3 to 5. You do have to have a minimum of 3 people, and it is $25 plus GST for about 75 minutes of play. It looks like a really cool spot to check out with your friends, maybe your family, maybe older and younger kids are all going to enjoy this space. From what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. If you you have already gone to this place or you're looking forward to going to it, comment down below on what things you're gonna most likely try out. I think you have to go and select areas. You're not gonna check out the whole thing in one go. So it's a lot of fun that's gonna be had, and I think it'll be a really cool place in Edmonton to just check out and enjoy as a date night even. Now, another update for you. We were talking last time about the Edmonton LRT and talking about how that leg from basically the downtown Bonnie Doon corridor all the way to Mill Woods was just about to open up, and well, they didn't open up. They found some structural issues with some cement blocks, some crackage, and so now there is no timeline as to when they're opening, because now they've obviously got to fix this. So the Valley Line was started in 2016 and set to open December of 2020. So we're delayed. So there's a large concrete mass that was found under the Tawatina Bridge in 2018, so things got delayed. Then the bridge ended up opening up in 2021, but the Valley Line opening was pushed back again. So there are some infinite delays that we don't even know about, and they are still working on that west side LRT line, because 87th Ave and that whole area by West Edmonton Mall is a big mess of construction. So I know they're still working on that. Now, to update you quickly on the Rosenthal, I call it the Rosenthal Rec Center, but it's a Lewis Farms Rec Center. Finally, so as residents of Rosenthal, we did get notices that they were going to start doing work this summer. Now, at the time of filming, it is already September, and they didn't do anything. However, in the last week, they have finally put up the fences. There's finally equipment over there, and it's seemingly like it's going to start. There's signage even that's saying that it's going to be slated to open in fall of 2027, which is 5 years from now. And they haven't really been doing a whole lot of anything, but at least something is starting there. So we're looking forward to updating you guys each time on Edmonton Insider, since it's so close to my house and it's a big deal for all of Edmonton. It's going to relieve the West Edmonton residents to be able to have a place to go to instead of Terwilliger Rec Center and going out to Spruce Grove or St. Albert. So this will be exciting news. It's probably going to be slow progress, but it is slated to open at the same time as the West Edmonton LRT line is supposed to open. So we will see, barring construction delays. So that is all for Edmonton Insider episode 2. We're going to come back to you next time, and we're going to talk about another cool historical piece in Edmonton that you may or may not have known about. We're going to talk about all the things that are up and happening and things that are coming soon. So if you have any insider tips, send me a message and we'll be sure to connect. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next time.